Hi, Phoebe. Always good to catch up with you and see you. And for this is going to go out live on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube in January. So I know we're sitting here in December, but it's going to go live. And I know who you are. I know your journey. But this is all to share with them. Who are you and what was your journey? Why did you hang out with Sally in Inspiring Perspectives? So, Phoebes, who are you and how on earth did we get to hang out together? What was the story behind it?
So, I met you through, or learned about you through my cousins, my older cousins, and then also a little bit through the school as well. And then, learned about you a bit more, and then,
And what did you learn? What was it? Because kind of why did your cousins recommend to come and hang out with me? Or why did school say, actually, I think Sally might be quite helpful? What was it you came for?
I came for getting strategies on how to cope and understand myself with like anxiety and like sweaty palms and not knowing how to like deal with that kind of stuff, and also maybe where I wanted to go when I'm older and what I might want to do as well.
I love how you just summarized that, because it was like we were looking for like, well, what can I do after school? So that, and again, just not knowing what you were going to do after school in itself was bringing you anxiety. It was like, well, everyone keeps asking me, what am I going to do? And I've got no idea. So that was like, even just finding that out was going to be helpful. But as we journeyed, it was like, oh, actually, there's a few more layers to this that we just needed to sort. So you came asking for that. Did we deliver on that? So tell me, are you now free of anxiety or whatever? What is it? Where are you at now? And do you know where you're going to be going? So did we deliver? Did we find that solution?
Yeah, well, we definitely found solutions, and like it's helps so much. Like I have the odd day where I'm a bit anxious than, some other days, but compared to where I was, like I've definitely developed in like the whole how to control my anxiety, and
That is so cool. And overcome it, I think, for you. Like you've got strategies now that you can use so that you don't go there anymore. Would that be fair?
Yeah. And still do them to this very day.
That's it, isn't it? We gave you tools in your toolbox that you could use so that when you were starting to feel anxious or you were starting to get that, oh, hold on a minute, I'm going down that track, you can just do that. Click your fingers, do what you need to, like not literally click your fingers, but you can put those tools into practice and those strategies and go, oh, yeah, no, it's gone. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And so I'm just chuckling. Do you know what? I've reminded myself of something. I don't know what the answer is. I'm going to ask you this. But I remember part of you coping with what you were coping with was everything had to be in order. Like everything had to be, like your bedroom had to be a certain way and everything had to be a certain way. I love the way you're laughing. But like, you were like, even where you had your coffee cup or whatever it might have been, just had, and then when you had friends to stay, you were spending the whole time tidying up and putting things back. Is that how you are now?
I feel like I'm a bit better. Like I normally would like do my whole room thing on a Sunday, but if I'm not here on a Sunday, I kind of have to accept the fact that I'm not here. I'm not going to have the time to, make it how I want to make it. So I leave it till Monday. And then
you still tidy it up. That's crack up. Yeah. And that's cool. But when your friends come, I remember it was part of that journey, and it was like, and you made the choice to just let it go. You made the choice to just enjoy your time with your friends. Tell me about that. Can you remember what that was like? Just tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it wasn't very fun. It was a bit stressful, but it wasn't the best thing to be doing while you have people over, while you want to have fun with them and you're trying to get everything back in order how it was. And it was a bit of like a job or a chore. Yeah.
And so you stopped, you let that go for a weekend so that you could enjoy your time with your mates. Can you remember how you felt when you enjoyed your time with your mates and when you were just like, oh, actually, what happened? What was the difference? Instead of it being a chore, which is what it's like, oh gosh, I've got to tidy this up. What happened when you just let it go? When you just went, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy my time.
I had so much more fun. I didn't really worry about it that much, and yeah, just enjoyed them as they were here. Yeah.
And then you can tidy up afterwards if you have to.
Exactly. Yeah.
And do you remember, this is just so funny because I just so remember this. What was one of the things I got you to do so that you could start to break down those barriers of having to have things in the same space? Can you remember?
Making my bed upside down.
So, Phoebes, if you had any, so to actually, just for the sake, it's a bit of a repetition, but just for the sake of sharing with others, can you remember when I first started coaching with you, everything had to be in perfect order. Everything had its place and you weren't allowed to move things out of your place. Can you share for everyone kind of what were the things I was mean and got you to do? And then how it's helped you now to just let things go a bit, or what has been the outcome, particularly there was a weekend where you just let things go and you just had fun with friends. Can you just share a little bit of that for others so they can see where you were and what the changes have been?
Yeah. Well, so every week I'd dedicate a whole day to cleaning my room. Everything had to be perfect. Or even during the week, if I had people over, my room was spit and span. Like, it was never dirty or whatever. But now when like people come over, or I realize I don't have the time to make it look perfect or for it to feel perfect, I kind of just wait until I have the time and have the energy to actually put in, time and effort into it so that I'm like almost proud of it. Yeah.
And does that allow you, so what does that allow you to do? If friends come now, are you stressed about how tidy your room is, or what? What difference has it made for when friends come round?
A lot more like flexibility, where like I'm not planning my week on, Monday, so I can plan when I'm going to clean my room or when I'm going to tidy it or whatever. And I can kind of just do things like more in the moment and not have to worry about it so much. Yeah.
And I'm guessing you can actually enjoy your time with your friends. Would that be fair?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Excellent. So we coached, I think, about 6 months ago. I would have to check my calendar. And I actually bumped into you. So Mrs. Anxious used to get sweaty palms going off in the school bus or whatever the school was. Where did I bump into you recently? And I was like, oh, how are you doing? Can you remember where it was?
Was it cross country?
It might have been I did see you at cross country, but actually, yes, it was having a blast, having fun, which was, that was so cool. But it was actually at your work. Where have you started to work?
Oh, yeah. The Hughie Cafe out at the Cape, yeah.
And okay, so let's see. Somebody who's anxious, likes to be in control of everything, likes everything spotless, working in a cafe with lots of customers, lots of different people, things going off all over the place. How's it going?
Great. I love it. It's good. Yeah.
It just makes me laugh, which is brilliant. It's you're such a people person. And so the other stuff was starting to overcome your life. Whereas now you're like, nah, I can do this. I can rock with this. And yes, things have to be organized, which is perfect, but organized to facilitate people rather than people having to fit into the organization. So you working at the cafe and helping people and serving people and getting tables done and taking orders out.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's something different too, which I think is quite good. Yeah, mixes things up a bit. Yeah.
And tell me, so we've talked a little bit about the anxiety. We've talked a bit about that. All gone. Thank you very much. Because now you are the weakest link. Goodbye. And now you're on like, oh, I can go and do cafe work. I'm rocking my exams. I'm on holiday. Things are good because it's the summer for us.
Yeah.
So what did you decide? Where did you get to with the career? What have you kind of got to? Where have I helped with that?
Well, you gave me some options, obviously, and I took some of those options very like strongly in the way how I want to progress them. So one of the options was a surgeon, I think, or a doctor, but there was just it was going to be a bit too long for me. So I've looked more into like nursing and like, the health kind of sector, and are now choosing my subjects around that. Yeah.
I love it. And I love the fact that it's not set in stone. Like we've kept it quite broad for you so that you could do either health, or, you could go into nursing or something in that space.
Yeah.
But as you say, your subject choices are allowing you to go into a space where you will be particularly good. It's suited to how you think and how you process.
Yeah.
And it fits with your values, it fits with your priorities, it fits with who you know to be, and with your gift profile, with how you uniquely think. So the good news is that yes, it's putting those kind of boundaries on, but it still leaves it open that you don't have to just do this one thing. There's still, because you've got more behind it. It's not just the subject, it's like why you want to do it. Would that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And how has knowing what you're going to be good at or what you are good at, how has that helped? Has that made any difference? What has that done for you?
It's given me like a goal to like work towards, that I can, do stuff, and that, there is actually a point in actually doing some of the things that I'm doing. Yeah.
And I'm curious, this is just me being curious. How do you feel any more confident or any different? Has it helped you in any way, knowing your values, knowing who you are, and knowing how you're uniquely gifted? Has that helped you with either friends or relationships or living life or anything? What is it? Have you sensed any difference in you? What would the differences be, or what do you think it's helped with?
I think it's definitely helped, because it's something I like, look for in myself, and I make sure, I'm succeeding, at my own values, and then look to see if, other people, like friends and stuff, if they have those values, and if they do, then great. But if they don't, well, yeah.
And it's funny because often we can be very different people. We can live life very differently, but we need to be focused on our values and our vision. We need to have some kind of connection with others. Otherwise, it's not a great friendship. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
So just for the benefit of people who might be watching this or thinking about this, what would you say to somebody who's at high school? You're obviously are you in year 12 going into year 13?
No, I'm in year 11 going into year 12.
So bad. So this is it. I get to coach all you good. I generally look after year 12s and 13s, but having said that, you are so well set up, because having done this in year 11, you're now making the right level 2 and level 3 choices. So if you were talking to yourself, so somebody else, that they're feeling how you were feeling, what would you say? What would you say to them? What would you say has been the benefit of working with me? Or what would you say, hey, look, if you're feeling anxious or stressed or worried, this is what I got out of it? What would you say to somebody who is now where you were?
I'd probably say, don't worry, like things are going to be fine. Just just take a deep breath, just think it through. Is this going to have a huge life impact, or is it just something small? Or, for example, when I was like, before I went for a run, like I used to get quite anxious. So maybe like, you're going to be fine, you're going to go great in this run, you're strong, you're going to go great, nothing's going to go wrong, and just thinking more positively than negatively, and thinking about the things that could happen, that could be great, not the things that are negative and going to tear you down.
That's so cool. So true. It's like we've got what ifs, but why does it always have to be bad? I know that's the world's default mode. Like that is our default mode until we take control of it, or until we have the tools in our toolbox to be able to do exactly what you just said and go, hold on a minute, what if I was brilliant? What if this game was going to be amazing? What if I'm going to have the best cross-country run ever? Like we get to choose. And I love the fact that if that's what you were going to share with somebody, that's your gold. It's like actually you just get to choose.
Yeah.
Excellent. Anything else you want to share? Anything else you want to say? If you were talking to somebody else who didn't know me, who was like, well, actually hanging out with Sally has done this, that, and the other, or this is what it's meant to me, what would you say to somebody who is thinking about coaching with me or thinking about coming on this journey?
Well, being with you and doing this program, it's changed me. I think my outlook on things is so much different compared to what they used to be, and how I do things, and how going from such a very everything has been order every single day, and this is my schedule, I'm sticking to this, compared to just being a bit more relaxed and being a lot more, I don't know how to describe it, like,
Happy?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.